Hey guys, it's Ernest for What to Play. 18 Xbox One games released this June 2018, and they just received their play scores. But before you can check them out, remember that you can also see all the newest games on our website at whattoplay.com with a link in the description box below. The play score is a standard rating that averages gamer and critic reviews. When a game only reaches the minimum requirement of critic or gamer reviews, it receives a provisional play score. Shaq-Fu, a legend reborn. Shaquille O'Neal may have stepped out of the limelight, but Big D's Productions brought it upon themselves to bring Big Daddy in for more beat-em-up action. With a massive enough following to warrant his own line of video games, A Legend Reborn returns Shaq to his crime-fighting ways with new combos and bosses to defeat. The first game from Big D's, it doesn't seem as if they stuck the landing. Competent as its controls are, A Legend Reborn slips into a tedium because of its repetitive missions and dull storyline. Still, a treat for 90s nostalgia, it has a provisional play score of 6.29. War Thunder. The moving symphonies of World War II are making a reprise on the Xbox One. The vehicular combat MMO will bring you right in the center of the action as you ride on tanks, warplanes, ships, and so much more. Despite its improved graphics, resolutions, and cross-play function though, it still receives a provisional play score of 6.48. The Crew 2. Not sure if they blew their chance at redemption, but it's not looking too good for The Crew's second installment. Pulling all of the open world stops, this sequel expands the racing sphere to land, sea, and sky. Unfortunately, instead of improving on their last mistakes, The Crew 2 just seems to add to the fuzz. It has a provisional play score of 6.95. MotoGP 18. The adrenaline-fueled bike race is up for another year with this installment of the official MotoGP. MotoGP 18 lets you ride with the big boys as you move up from rookie to premier racer. As usual, it comes packed with all of this year's roster as well as the 19 official tracks, including Thailand's Burum circuit. Upping the realism and smoother rider animations, there's not much change to the formula, but still an enjoyable game for the fans of the sport. It has a provisional play score of 7.12. Onrush. Let's be honest, anything from Codemasters automatically gets a star for approval. But on the other hand, Onrush is no ordinary racing game. Playing more like team-based murder on wheels, Onrush turns the usual racer on its head, with modes that focus more on takedowns, points, and more. Choose from varying race modes like Overdrive, Lockdown, and Countdown, and take victory alone or with friends. It's a promising concept that's executed well by a veteran developer, but there's still a lot of room for improvement. It has a provisional play score of 7.14. Far Cry 5: Hours of Darkness. Ubisoft's adding more content to their latest survival first-person shooter. Players take control of Wendell Redler, a Hope County resident. The game takes place during the Vietnam War. Lead him as he escapes from behind enemy lines using his survival instinct. The war-torn Vietnam is filled with danger, so arm yourself with a whole new arsenal of unique weapons, abilities, and skills. It has a provisional play score of 7.24. LEGO The Incredibles. With the Power family making a record-making comeback, it's no surprise that LEGO's jumped on the bandwagon before anyone else. Packed with all the charm of the premier crime-fighting family, LEGO levels their usual blocky action with the Incredibles' superpowered antics. Follow the plot of both Incredibles movies in brick-breaking fashion and unlock characters from other Pixar movies. While Incredibles 2 was a blockbuster success, pun intended, this LEGO version doesn't quite live up to the name. Still, a fun adventure title, it has a provisional play score of 7.49. Jurassic World Evolution. Once the majestic rulers of our land, the now extinct dinosaurs made quite a mark on humanity. And that's all made quite obvious with the massive success of the Jurassic World franchise. Now, from Frontier Developments, Jurassic World Evolution lets us take a closer look at theme park management. While it's infamous for their constant failures, you get to call the shots this time. Breed those ginormous reptiles and make sure they stay in their place. Not quite as exciting, but still a treat. It has a play score of 7.54. Shape the World. An interactive first-person game where all you do is wander in a relaxing procedural environment. Interact with various flora and fauna the game has to offer and feel the psychedelic experience of its soundtrack. A hypnotic playthrough, but without much in replay value, it has a provisional play score of 7.56. Vampyr. Awaken the monster within as Don't Nod steps away from their usual dramatic adventures. Play as Jonathan Reed, a vampire by night, doctor by day. It's set in 1918 London, where sickness roams in every corner. Similar to their consequential choices in Life is Strange, players will encounter branching choices that will ultimately lead to the game's multiple endings. It's a web of moral decisions that are, like its characters and storylines, oddly compelling. Taking into consideration their many visual and technical flaws though, it receives a Playscore of 7.57. LUMINES Remastered. A remastered version of the award-winning 2004 title, LUMINES is looking fresh on the Xbox One. Highly acclaimed for its excellent puzzles and intuitive controls, it's a title anyone can jump into for hours of fun. A visual and musical treat, it receives a provisional Playscore of 7.64. The Elder Scrolls Online Summerset. Bethesda's latest expansion to the MMORPG version of their popular Elder Scrolls series, Summerset unfolds a grand adventure in the home of the High Elves. Finally opening their world to new warriors, the Summerset narrative lets you take on a dark conspiracy that threatens the fate of Tamriel. This expansion also adds more to their crafting system, enhancing your gear and power against each enemy you face. Take in the glorious new sights and save the world from destruction with a provisional Playscore of 7.68. Prey Mooncrash. In the newest DLC for Bethesda's sci-fi shooter, they're taking us on an unplanned landing on the lunar surface. A horror story set on the TranStar moon base, there's brand new odds and dangers to overcome. This DLC also adds a new layer of gameplay with the introduction of roguelike elements into the alien mix. Prepare for a replay-friendly campaign as you explore randomly generated levels and fight against extraterrestrial threats. A diversion from Prey's trajectory, it receives a provisional Playscore of 7.77. Unravel 2. Swedish studio Coldwood Interactive follows up the adventures of their beloved Yarny with this brand new sequel. Returning for a whole new adventure, the devilishly charming Red Wool has gotten himself a new friend. Featuring a new co-op adventure, solve physics-based puzzles with a friend and manipulate the enormous world around you. Along with the co-op comes a higher level of difficulty that most players didn't appreciate. Still, an excellent platformer but not quite as magical as the original, it has a Playscore of 8.18. NieR Automata, Become as Gods Edition. As if it wasn't good enough that Platinum Games' award-winning RPG made it to the Xbox One, this Become as Gods Edition is also a welcome surprise. Containing their indecipherable DLC, take in the sights of 9S and A2's new outfits, and of course, 2B's revealing outfit. All that and more, it has a Playscore of 8.27. The Awesome Adventures of Captain Spirit. Spawning its own spin-off series and a latest sequel, it's no surprise how Dontnod's moving episodic adventures made waves in the video game sphere. A prelude to Life is Strange 2, The Awesome Adventure of Captain Spirit puts you in the shoes of the imaginative 9-year-old Chris. Showing two sides of his childhood innocence, we watch Chris as he battles with the death of his mother using the power of his imagination. Still, even with just a few hours of gameplay, Dontnod definitely shows their prowess for poignancy. It has a Playscore of 8.28. Anima Gate of Memories Arcane Edition. The definitive edition of the RPG Gate of Memories. Arcane Edition packs everything you need for the complete experience, including both Gate of Memories and the Nameless Chronicles. You'll get to play two different campaigns that each have unique storylines and characters. It has a provisional Playscore of 8.35. Far Cry 3 Classic Edition. Infamous for its compellingly psychotic villain, Vaz Montenegro, fans of the third Far Cry title get another chance to revisit the Rook Islands in the comforts of their Xbox One. Widely considered as the best of the franchise, this edition runs at 1440p and 30 FPS. The best console version yet, it has a provisional Playscore of 8.76. Hey again, thanks for watching our video, and if you enjoy our content, please subscribe, leave a like, smash that notification bell for the latest updates. You can also support this channel by purchasing these games through the Amazon affiliate links found in the description box below. And if you want to see more of the newest games, you can check out our website at whattoplay.com with a link once again in the description box below. See you next time.